In this episode, we will be unboxing and taking a look at a G.I. Joe classified figure that I've had pre-ordered since November. So, it goes without saying that I'm pretty excited to finally get my hands on it. So, stick around. Fellow dorks and dorkettes, and welcome to It Came From My Side of the Laundry Room. My name is Rob, and in this episode we will be unboxing, playing with, and reviewing the new G.I. Joe classified Croc Master figure. Yeah, this is a massive package. Oh my god, that sounded horrible. Anyway, Croc Master, one of my favorite Cobra characters. I mean, any of the characters that came with pets were always my favorite. Even Raptor, I dig him. I don't mind him at all. But I was really disheartened to hear that a lot of the G.I. Joe YouTubers out there really despise Croc Master for some reason. And the only reason they were talking about him recently was because of this figure. I mean, I always liked him, and I always thought it was a really neat idea to have Cobra's equivalent to a MP patrolling Cobra Island with crocodiles. I mean, instead of a German Shepherd, it's a crocodile. That's more scary than a German Shepherd. They could eat a German Shepherd. So, you see what I mean? It's an awesome figure, so cut it some slack. Anyway, let's get to unboxing this dude and seeing how awesome he is. Yo, Joe! Okay, folks, here we go. Croc Master and Fiona, his awesomely large crocodile. Now, we can see that the package, he has some really great accessories. And we'll take a look at those in detail in a minute. But let's just take a look at the package artwork, which we always like to do. I mean, that's an awesome picture of Croc Master. Now, the side panel, as we pull back a little bit here, I mean, what great detailing on the face. I love that. It just looks, I mean, look, there's like a cut in it with some stitching. I mean, he just looks like a bad mofo. And as you can see, Fiona wraps around there. Now, as usual, we take a look at these, and I have no idea what they mean, and I'm too lazy to look at the G.I. Joe official website. But I can only assume that this, like I mentioned, you know, kind of like military police, that he knows the, you know, laws and regulations of Cobra Island, and he enforces them. He's good at ancient weaponry, so his whip, I guess. This, I have no idea what that's supposed to represent. Maybe it's the half of, you know, some barbells or something that means he's super strong. I'm only guessing. And of course, he's an animal handler, so we got an animal print there, dog print. So one of the most impressive things about this packaging is the new artwork for the back. I mean, we have all the new characters, some that are not released yet, like Spirit and the new Storm Shadow. But, I mean, almost everything and everyone is included. I mean, even Clutch with the Ram is down here. So, the one thing that I have to take a look at, because I'm not sure, and of course I've not gotten anywhere near the figure in order to purchase it, but the Spirit figure, they make a big emphasis on that stupid new doohickey that the G.I. Joe characters have. Now, I thought they kind of did away with that in more recent figures, but like I said, it's displayed very prominently in that Spirit picture. So, I don't know what that's all about. I mean, it's not bad. I don't mean to call it stupid. It is what it is. But here's the Cobra side of things. And yes, I would love to see some Trouble Bubbles be released. I mean, of course, we'll probably never get a Rattler, because unless it's under pulse, like the his tanks here. But I would not imagine any of these vehicles down here ever being produced with a price tag under $500 through pulse. But anyway, let's jump in and take a look at Croc Master. So here we go. I went ahead and took him out of the package just to save some time. And yeah, let's look at his accessories first. First off, we have Fiona, which is an action figure in itself. I mean, great posability, great articulation. I mean, who would have thought that a crocodile figure would have movable feet? Granted, missing the joints there, but I mean, crocodiles and alligators don't really use those joints that much. Her maw opens up. Oh, there we go. And we can see some great texturing inside the mouth. The teeth look good. Tongue. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, sorry about but I mean, look at that. I mean, realistic, like coming out of the water to grab somebody, something. So that makes me very hopeful for other. Oh no! Good thing it goes back on very easy, but this does have very limited armature in it to be posable. Just this back half of the tail. This is way too thick to be moved around, but we have movability there, and like you saw, I tried to bend here and it popped out. I mean, look, has some battle damage on it. Her belly, you can put her to sleep, like back in the old days, the alligator wrestlers. So that's Fiona, which, like I said, action figure in itself. Now this is, whoa, getting a lot of, oh, sorry, Croc Master, a lot of blurry here. There we go. This is the second classified figure to come with an animal companion. The first was Snake Eyes, which we are getting a new version of that in different deco. And I think next will be Spirit, who comes with Freedom, which is super awesome. But other accessories are, we have a collar, and this is, I mean, very soft plastic, so I don't know if that's what's having it keep shape or if there is an armature in there. I don't think there is. I just think it's very soft and pliable. So got that. We have, I guess, some of Fiona's babies here. So we have this little baby crocodile. Of course, the camera's being difficult. There we go. Nice little stop, Croc Master. You're throwing the camera off. Oh, get out of the frame then if you're going to be that way. Take the focus off of a baby. How dare you? You are evil. But we got a little baby and a little albino baby. Oh, he's still... There we go. Don't mind my nasty hands, but I mean, that's great detailing for just such a little itty bitty baby albino crocodile. Here, let's do that again with this dude. Yeah, don't mind my nasty cut up hands. He also comes with a knife. Maybe it's this whole packaging throwing it off. I tried something different, and of course it's not going to cooperate. Got stupid light wires dropping in the way too. But anyway, we have this knife. Oh, come on. There we go. Again, sorry about my hands. But he's got an awesome knife. A Bowie knife. He has like this revolver. Oh, come on. Who would have thought I'd try something different and it throws the whole thing off? Actually has a hole for the barrel. Now the one thing I find interesting is the handle of it is very short. I mean, I would think that it would be a little bit longer, like some of the other characters' handguns, sidearms. He comes with this meat hook, which, I mean, that's cool. He can pull prey out of the water, pull Joes out of the water, pull dinner to Fiona, just be like a straight up serial killer, what have you. And then his bullwhip, which has no posability at all and goes back to this. Now, granted, I'm not asking for it to be like Beastman's string bullwhip, which is kind of lame, but if only this had like more articulation in it, that you could get some cool poses with it, I think it would be super awesome. But see, it just curls right back to its original shape. So, onto the figure of Croc Master himself. Now, the head sculpt, I mean, albeit very simplistic, looks great. I mean, you can see the detailing of his ears. Like I said, in the art itself, there's a rip here that's stitched, and that came across in the figure. I mean, the eyes look great. And have the Cobra insignia just like the original figure, which I would love to do a side-by-side comparison, but it is mixed up in the boxes for Fistful of Joes. And one day when I grab him again for the relaunching of whatever fills the void of Fistful of Joes, I will try to compare it with this figure, because they both have this awesome crocodile eye. At first, I was kind of disappointed that the texturing here isn't as rich as the original figure, but as I just noticed when I turned him over, it's kind of mirroring that of a real-life crocodile, like the belly to the back, more tougher, hard hide. He has his air hose like the original, albeit not removable, or it might be, but I'm not attempting it, with an oxygen tank. Super cool for submerging into the swampy water. He has this crocodile armband that is actually a separate molded piece on there. This is molded to the actual figure's arm. Here we have his holster. So let's put his, well, let's first put the pistol in his hand. Oh. Spoiler, there's his feet. Okay, I'm having difficulty putting the pistol. There we go. I mean, it is what it is. He's really not going to need a lot of gun play because he is more of a martial, strong guy using his whip and his crocodiles. But we shall put it in his holster. Very good fit. Perfect. Now let's go down here. He has his knife sheath with his crocodile skinned boots. And I guess that is the sign of a villain, where he is a champion for crocodiles, but at the same time he wears crocodile hide. Ooh, that's a tight fit for the knife. Now if you can see down in there, that's not a very clean hole. I might have to clean that out. Look, you can see there's like burrs and stuff in there. And the knife, there we go, is kind of fragile. So I was kind of scared there for a minute that I was going to break it and bend it up. But good ab crunch. One thing that's kind of this, his large muscles here, I mean, that kind of space there, that kind of stinks. But I can understand it. Has decent mobility for having the hose there. Of course, all the classified figures have great articulation. But he's just a good hulking figure. Now, let's do a size comparison real quick. Okay, here we go. We have 3 figures here. We have Duke, which is a fairly typical sized classified figure, and Roadblock, which is the tallest classified figure, and Croc Master is somewhere in between. Now, I'm kind of surprised because I thought he would be more the size of Roadblock, since, I mean, he's a big hulking character. But I mean, they still have reserved the tallest honors to Roadblock, which, I mean, that's awesome. But yeah, I'm just kind of disappointed at him not being as tall. Now, I like this figure. Of course, there's a couple things that I would have done differently, like kind of sculpted these muscles a little bit better, that we wouldn't have that gap there. But I mean, for a character that's kind of simple, they did some really nice sculpting to give him a little bit of personality. Like I said, I mean, his mask has some stitching like battle damage in it. That's pretty cool. Like I said, the front and back of him mimics that of a real life crocodile, with the soft belly to the tough armored top on his back. And I mean, I think the Fiona figure is, I mean, top notch. I mean, they could have just included a generic crocodile like they did for the original figure, but they went above and beyond to create a fully articulated, really awesome toy here. I mean, they even, great job with the muscles there in the jaws. I am super excited more for the Fiona figure than I am Croc Master, but I still love Croc Master, so I'm not taking anything away from that character. And look at this. I mean, she is longer than 3 figures. I mean, all the way to Roadblock's minigun past Duke. This is a monstrous crocodile figure. I mean, it's awesome. So anyway, I'm going to leave you there, and I'm really happy to have him in my collection. So anyway, back to me. Okay, back to me. Now, I love the figure. I mean, I have loved every G.I. Joe classified figure that I've been able to get my grubby little mitts on. And I have to say, probably one of the biggest disappointments of the figure is one of its strong suits as well, and that is Fiona. Now, where I have my G.I. Joe classified figures displayed, I mean, I don't have a lot of space, so I kind of have to double up, and I have them kind of stepped with different things. So Cobra at the top, and then 2 rows of Joes so far. Now, the Fiona figure is so large that I cannot display her with Croc Master or the classified figures at all. So I have her displayed very close by on another shelf. Because, I mean, by herself, Fiona is a great action figure. But unfortunately, she's just too big to be displayed with my classified figures. Now, I know other people have more room to display them and probably works perfectly. But unfortunately, in my circumstance, it does not. So, that's my biggest gripe, other than the space there at the muscles in the neck and shoulder region. But, yeah, it's a great figure. I love it. It's one of my favorite Cobra action figures growing up, so I'm just really happy to see this character get made in the classified universe. I know a lot of people were surprised that they would go to this character before a lot of other ones, but he's just so awesome. So I think that's why he kind of jumped ahead of the list of some of the more classic and well-known characters. Plus, they probably were looking for a contemporary counterpart. Plus, I'm assuming Hasbro was looking for a counterpart to Snake Eyes and Timber. So, I mean, Snake Eyes, Timber, Croc Master, Fiona. So that makes sense to why they probably chose that. So you have kind of a bookend deal, characters with their pets. And just like with the Timber figure, they knocked it out of the park with Fiona. One more thing before I end this episode. That is, like I said, I pre-ordered Croc Master all the way back in November from Amazon. And we got it a few days before my birthday. So my wife wrestled it out of my hands, took it, wrapped it, and gave it to me for my birthday. And what an awesome gift it was. Albeit, I knew it was coming since November. But this figure has had a few different release dates, and this is actually releasing earlier than what they told me the most recent date was. They told me this wouldn't be released until August, so super happy that it came like a month ahead of time. But anyway, I will leave you there, and again, I'm sorry my reviews are so long. So thanks for making it to the end, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you got something to say, please leave a comment. I love reading them, and I love getting back to everybody. And if you're new around here and you enjoyed this, or any of the episodes of mine that YouTube is recommending down here, please hit subscribe. And if you hit that little bell icon, you will be notified whenever there's a new episode. So anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Keep being rad, and stay dorky!